For those of you who are just joining us, I'm Kris, this is Fern, and we're here to talk about the Game Night Quilt from Quilt Smart. So Fern, let's go ahead and take a look at, what are we looking at, I should say?
So it comes in kind of like the old PELLON, speaking of tools of our yesteryear.
Yes, exactly. This has a bumpy side to it, which is the fusible. And then it's got these lines. Tell us a little bit more about why these lines are all here.
So the great thing is it gives you great instruction on how to cut your pieces.
Okay.
And then you're just going to iron your pieces right on. And when you get them all ironed on.
Okay. Now, something I want you all to notice is, notice there's a gap in between the squares.
Right.
Tell us why that's important, Fern.
Because you've got to sew them together.
Yep.
If you throw that in the washer, they're all going to fall off.
Which would not be good.
Not be good.
Okay. And it's what allows us to be able to fold it in half.
Right.
And so,
and you don't have that bulk.
Exactly. So go ahead and show us how we do that.
So just simply fold it, and you have a solid line where you're going to stitch. That's your 1/4 inch.
Perfect. So
yeah.
right here you can see that, and then you would do the same thing
next one
here.
over.
And so, and of course, I'm going to do it this way so that if you were at a sewing machine, here you're going to follow the 1/4 inch line. Do you all see how easy this is going to come together? I mean, super, super fast. So,
and then this
we love
one
that.
Here, so this is kind of stepped out a little bit. So now we've got them all sewn one direction.
So tell us, how do we go this opposite way now?
So when you folded it that way, you felt that bulky fill, didn't you?
Definitely, yeah.
So you're going to take your scissors and right at that seam, just give it a little snip.
So you're going perpendicular right into that seam. And sometimes that can be scary for some of us, right? We think we're doing something wrong, but we're not.
But we're not, yeah.
All right, so make sure you go up to the seam, but don't go past the seam.
Right.
Okay, so what do we do next?
So now we're going to take it over to the iron, and we're just going to do a quick iron, and we're going to push those seams one direction on the next row. Because we've cut that, we're able to push those seams the other direction.
We're going to have one seam go one direction, one seam go the opposite direction, and that's how you have that nesting.
Right.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah.
All right, so this is tic-tac-toe.
Done. So we can show on the checkerboard how nicely those nest together. Same process as we did on the tic-tac-toe. When we turn it over, you can see how all of those seams nest back and forth.
Exactly.
And that gives you just a nice flat.
And so it's important for everyone to remember that the fusible does stay in the quilt, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
So there's no need to tear it out. It stays in. It's very soft. It's very pliable.
Thin.
Yes, very thin. So don't worry about that. But you definitely keep it in there.
That, I think, is all pretty basic. If you've done 10 Sisters, if you've done easy piece gridding, then you've done that.
Perfect.
Now you've got these curves.
Okay, yeah, we do have curves
So
in
yes, you're going to cut your pieces.
Okay.
I think that's a 4.5 inch. So I made, it gives you the little pattern in the instructions. I made it out of plastic.
This is kind of like a little tumbler.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
All right, I don't know. Let's see how we can see that. There we go.
Yeah, and so then I just drew it on my 4.5 inch strip.
Okay.
Because it's slippery and trying to cut with that.
That's a good idea.
So I just use it to draw with.
And just go back and forth, back and forth?
Yep.
Okay.
I cut those apart.
So you're doing that with all different colors?
Yes.
Okay.
So, and it gives you all the colors.
Oh, look at that.
So then you cut them. Then you sew them.
Oh, we know how to do that.
It gives you the orders in which to sew.
Okay.
And then this is where you get your grid.
Okay.
Now, notice I have the bumpy on. My bumpy is going to face my fabric.
So the bumpy is going to face the front.
Right,
But
which is
do not
opposite.
fuse it. Yes.
Which is opposite of what we've been doing.
Exactly.
So this is why I had to think and make sure I was doing it right. So what I did is I folded it, I found my center.
Okay.
And then I used my center of my my pieces.
Oh, that's a
And
great
that way,
idea.
yeah, that way all my pieces are the same size.
Okay. Love that.
And I just laid that on top.
Okay, so do you think this is a place where we would pin it, or are you too worried about it?
I would pin it, just
Yeah.
like one on each end.
Okay, just to kind of hold it in place.
Just to hold it in place.
Okay.
Because it's bumpy, but it's still very
Yeah.
soft and could shift on you.
Yeah.
So we're just going to sew on the solid line.
Wow. What's the dotted line for?
The dotted line is your cutting line.
Okay, so solid is to
yep.
sew on, the dashed is to cut.
the cut.
Okay,
Yep.
perfect. And I like that it says on both ends, leave open
Leave
to
it
turn.
open to turn. Yeah.
All right, good reminders.
Yeah. So then you have that. And you see it
Oh, yeah.
sewn right on there.
Okay. Love that. Okay, what's next?
And
no,
then I've cut.
The bumpy side is actually face down.
bumpy side is down because we have
Yes.
not ironed this.
Yep.
So what we're going to do,
You'll see why this is really important here in
Yes.
just a moment.
and again, I cannot stress how much I love my pinky shears.
I agree.
Because now I don't have to go back and clip all these
Exactly.
curves.
So normally you'd be cutting into the curve, but
Yeah.
you don't have to do that
I don't
with
have to
pinking
do that
shears.
now.
I love
Yep.
that. Okay.
So, and I've got a couple, so you can turn that one.
Okay. Oh, am I going to
Yeah,
turn this one?
yeah. So we'll turn that one.
do I need to?
So with this one, it's big enough you can do it with your fingers.
Okay.
With
Oh, this is really
this
easy.
one,
Yeah.
it's not, and you need to use a turning tool.
Okay.
So
That works.
and with the turning
Oh,
tool,
look
just
at
be
this.
really
This goes
careful.
together really easy.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, Terry, this is why you want that bumpy side to be facing down, is because when you turn it right side out, now the bumpy side is face out,
Is
and
on the
now you
outside.
can fuse it
That's right.
to your background.
Yep.
Okay, so let's take a look
So.
here. Now you have it beautifully, curved, you have no raw edges, and this bumpy side is now facing out, and now you can fuse it.
Yeah. So
Okay.
now what are you going to do? Because you can't iron it nice and flat.
No, what are you gonna do?
I use my fabric folding pen.
Okay,
Also,
I like that.
there's the little wood rollers
Oh,
that
yes.
you can just roll
Because
over
we're
the
not
top.
we're not ready to iron quite yet.
No, we don't want
Okay.
to iron it. Otherwise, we'd fuse it to
Oh.
whatever we're ironing it on.
Excellent idea, Fern.
Yeah.
Okay, so you use like your fabric folding pen just to kind of hold it in place,
Yep.
or like a ruler or some finger pressing. There
Yeah.
you go.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. I love that.
So-
Look at this. So how do we combine these?
So you can do it you can add more to it. You don't have to do the curve, but you have your square,
Okay.
and now you're just going to put it corner to corner. So you're just going to.
Oh,
And
because
there
it's in the
is-
squares, so those pieces are caught in the 1/4 inch seam.
Right.
Oh,
And then that
okay.
one's going to match up
Mind blowing.
with the next one.
See,
And
I was
then
so
you can
worried
put 'em-
about how that was going
how
to
it was
connect.
gonna
but
connect it. Yeah.
That's genius.
Isn't it? And you don't have to do their design. I would put them all on here, and you can put back to back if
You
you
could do
want.
all
You can
kinds
do-
of different
You can
configurations.
Play it however you want.
Okay,
And then
I love that.
I would just lay it out and
oh my
make
gosh.
your game. Yeah.
That is so fun.
so
and then
how
you
easy is
just
that?
are piecing it all together,
Yeah,
and
you're piecing
now
it
you
together.
have a game board.
Yeah. So
Oh my goodness, I love
this
that.
one right here, I got it a little bit further along so we can kind of see.
Okay.
And it's going to be the same process with both of them, where you put all the corners, or all of the pieces together.
Uh-huh.
And we take these corners off, and you can see how well they fit together.
Okay. So the same technique with the interfacing.
So
all right.
this one's not ironed down yet, so
Uh-huh.
you'd iron it down,
Okay.
and then
Oh, okay. So how do these corners come on?
so these you're going to do snowball.
Yeah.
So you're just going to snowball that.
So when we say snowball, for those of you who might not know what that term means, it means that you're sewing from diagonal corner to diagonal corner. And so then when it
I gave you
folds
the wrong
back, oh,
That one goes this way.
this one goes
There we
over
go.
here. When it folds back, it will actually match up
Yeah.
to there.
Yeah.
Okay. I love that.
So, and then
the
you've
same
got
thing here.
Yep, you've got your corner there.
And you would have like another green piece here. Do the same thing. You're
No,
sewing
actually,
from
you're
corner
not.
to corner.
Nope.
Oh, this one doesn't.
No. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, because you've got the little
Right.
pointy things here. Let me pull this.
So maybe
down a
like
little
where you
Okay.
maybe would start here. I don't know.
Ah. All
This
right.
is a kind of game that my grandson
I love this.
loves because he loves to make up games and he loves to make up the rules. And so he'll tell you as you're going along
Oh, yeah.
playing. It's like, oh no, you can't do that. You have to do this. It's like,
Like,
okay.
oh, really?